Good evening. My name is James Williams Jr. It is 3 minutes to midnight on Thursday, the 17th of March. So by the time I get finished, it'll be Friday, the 18th of March. And so today on the news, I'm going to do a continuation about the young man that is currently arrested in Korea. Apparently, I must have blinked and missed some information about this young man. So, first, again, let me apologize to the family of this young man who's going through this trying and hateful, harsh time in Korea. Alright, so I'm apologizing because I'm not really trying to be out here and play devil's advocate. I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just trying to get my point across about some of the things that young people really ought to know better than to consciously do. Alright? This young man is apparently a college student from the college in my town, in my state of Virginia. First and foremost, I didn't even know Americans were even allowed in North Korea. So on that note, I do not apologize because I had no lack of knowledge since the Lisa Ling's sister thing with North Korea. I thought that was like the last time Americans were even allowed in Korea, but apparently North Korea's borders are a little bit more open than I thought. I'm not trying to be funny. So, again, I apologize to the family. I don't now know what the hell to really think of this situation because apparently this guy was coerced by members of his church and things. I watched a little bit of the news today, so I'm like totally like flabbergasted, and I don't have a filibuster to get into a tangent of this, but I'm kind of disgusted of the fact that a church coerced this young man into ripping down a banner or stealing a banner. I'm still not sure what the hell a banner is these days because it's not like it was when I was younger. When I was younger, banners was those little triangle things, like they had football teams and stuff on them. I call those damn things flags, but they call them banners, so it's a banner. Google a banner and let me know what the hell a banner is. Send me a pic. Now, last night I did some things, and I said some things about the guy who got Singapore cane. Again, I apologize to his family too, but I don't know if it's me. Alright? I'm not trying to be an asshole, not trying to be a dick. I just don't know if it's me who has been engraved by my parents to strive to always do the right thing, to not get into trouble, to not go somewhere and do something incredibly stupid, even if it offends you. You don't go and do something incredibly stupid. I don't know how long this is going to be. I'm going to try not to get off topic, and I'm going to try to run your brains through the ringer real quick about this, because, as Americans, there are rules in America that we don't want people from foreign countries to come in and do to us. Rule number one, don't fly a plane into any of our fucking buildings. We would greatly appreciate it if you didn't do that. Rule number two, don't attack Pearl Harbor again. We would greatly appreciate if you didn't do that. Hawaii is a beautiful place. We'd much like to keep it that way. So you would think that as Americans, we would respect other countries' cultural differences and laws, and when we go to these countries, we will respect their way of life. I'm disgusted to hear that this young man's church coerced him into doing such a dastardly deed. You don't know what a country's law is until you get there. And if you don't know, then you probably should research the country's law first. And wherever he is, hotel, motel, up the side of somebody's ass cheeks, if it doesn't belong to you, don't touch it. That's like paramount. It's like the rule of thumb in the world. If it's not yours, don't touch it. If you're picking up a piece of trash to put in the trash can, okay, fine. Some jackass missed the trash can, you're doing the Good Samaritan thing, you're picking up, you're throwing it in the trash can. Cool. That's okay. But you're going into a foreign building, and let's say you can see the dragon behind me. Let's say you don't like that. You don't have the right to move it. It's perfectly placed there for a reason. I wanted it there. This is my room. It belongs there. It fills me with joy to see it every day. Uh, it says, beware of the power of the dragon. Or beware of the power of the dragon, being that the dragon is slightly obscured from my complete sight. Anyway, if someone was to come into my room and snatch this sign down and steal it, or take it because they admired my drawing, I would just tell them to just take a picture of it and go get it blowed up. No. But apparently, this young man, I don't know his name, and even if I did, I wouldn't mention his name, just because I would like to keep the family at, at peace with this and with this video. What in the hell was he thinking? No. Like I said, I heard this on the news, and at first I didn't even know the guy was from Virginia. Or at least he's not from Virginia, but he's a student here at uh, the University of Virginia, which is like one of the prestigious colleges in the city. Since we have two, I think, maybe three, two for sure, because I was going to Piedmont, trying to get back into Piedmont. But I'm sitting there, and there's a part where of me that goes, clearly this guy lacked in common sense somewhere. No, clearly. And I'm not saying that because of the color of his skin or anything, but you can't just go somewhere and do what the fuck you want. It doesn't work like that. You're in another country. If you're at home in America, you can pretty much do what the fuck you want as long as it's morally right and legal. You can't just go around grabbing people on the asses and snatching breasts and pulling up dresses and shit like that. No, you can't do that. That's illegal. However, you should treat whatever country you're visiting the same way you would want foreigners to treat your country when they're visiting. A lot of foreigners don't really come over here and break the law. At least not if they know the law. If they don't know the law, then they discover it really quickly the hard way. You know, which is cool because we punish them and we deport their ass. This whole situation, from what I've heard on the news today, is just incredibly fracked up. No. I don't think that he should have got that much time for doing something that stupid. I honestly think they should have just deported him. Like, look, dude, don't ever come back to Korea. You're banned here for 15 years. If you step back here into Korea, you'll do all your time plus more for coming the hell back. You leave your wallet, you call somebody. And don't even attempt to come back. And that's fine and dandy. You know, cancel all your credit cards and everything if you leave anything. But don't go back looking for trouble. Like I said, I'm not trying to be a dick, but there has to be a point in your life, I don't give a damn if you're black, white, male, or female, where common sense has to kick the fuck in. Alright? You're in a foreign country. I don't know if you're on a mission, or if you're on studying abroad, but you're in a foreign country. Rule number 1, don't break their laws. Rule number 2, learn the laws so that you don't break the laws, which probably should have been rule number 1. Which goes back to rule number 2 being don't break the law. You know, there's nothing wrong with visiting other countries. There's nothing wrong with learning about other cultures. There's nothing wrong as long as you respect these countries and their cultures. When you start doing afflicted shit, you kind of got to get what you ask for. So you don't want to go around causing trouble because, and I don't want to sound like a overachieving Asian parent, but you don't want to make our families look bad, and you don't want to make our country look bad. And I have some Asian friends that told me that that's why a lot of Asian kids behaved well in school, because they didn't want to make the families look bad. They didn't want to dishonor the family. I respect that shit, because I feel the exact same way. And no, I'm not Asian. I'm black. I'm mixed, but I'm still black. So, you know, the whole point is that you can't go to these countries and break their laws or violate them and everything. And to prove a point, you know, I'm sure this kid's young enough to not know anything about the Singapore cane thing. And everybody who's watching should be old enough to know about the Singapore cane thing. And to that family, again, I apologize, because he really tore shit up. This guy only tore off a damn banner. No. But, again, like I said, one, I didn't know that we could go as Americans to North Korea. Only Americans I knew for sure that could go to North Korea was Dennis Rodman, Muhammad Ali, Bill Clinton, and Barack Obama. Everybody else never thought for a New York minute that any of them, like normal people, could go to freaking North Korea. Clearly, I was mistaken. Clearly, I've learned. And clearly, I know that if I go to North Korea, keep my hands off of walls and everything that does not really belong to me. So my bags and my hotel key is really all I need to be touching, and maybe going to the bathroom. But I mean, I'm not I'm not really sure how to read this, because the guy's not like 15. You know, the Singapore Kane kid, I know he was like somewhere between 15 and 21, and his parents were dignitaries or something. I don't know what the hell they were, but I know when he went over there, he was a teenager because I was barely a teenager when this happened. And now at 42, yeah, there's some things in life you just never think that you would ever see again, or that anybody in our country would be crazy enough to make that type of mistake again. And I said it was a mistake because truly, it was a mistake, you know. And watching this, you know, I had it comfortable. Watching this, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, I know that if I go anywhere, I know not to fuck up, okay? Every time I've been to Canada, I've been treated very nicely. I haven't been called any racial names or anything like that. And everybody there has been always anything except for disrespectful. I love Canada. I have never been treated better anywhere in my life than in Canada. And so, when you go to these countries, you want to make us look good as Americans so that they will welcome us to this country. And you know that saying about one bad apple can ruin the bunch? It's the truth. And, whenever we as Americans do something stupid, everybody just hates Americans, So you have to go into these countries open-minded, open-hearted, but you have to go in there with a sense of right and wrong and what not to do. And apparently, this guy missed that boat. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm not saying that to be a dick. I'm just saying that because when I heard this stuff on the news again today, I was like, oh, well, this guy's from Virginia? Damn. As I watch a lot of things on the news, how we have sister cities in certain countries, and I'm like, how do we rush to go help these sister cities, yet we still have homeless people smack dead here in Virginia, and we don't really help them that much. Back on track now. The young man, I would say he may be 22, 23 years old, and by my account, and I mean no disrespect to his family or to anybody under the age of 25, you know right from wrong by the time you're 6 years old. Alright? If you don't know right from wrong by the time you're 6 years old, that means you are mentally deprived of something, or you're special, or you're slow like Forrest Gump, or whatever, and I'm not judging these people in any way, shape, or form. But there has to be a line where common sense has to kick the hell in. And to be honest, if you don't know right from wrong by the time you're 25, you're looking at trouble. Just that simple. You know that you're 25 years old. You can drink now, but you shouldn't drive. You shouldn't text and drive. You know to do the right damn thing. My father was an emphasis on always doing the right thing. Always, always, always doing the right thing. Even if it fucking kills you, James Williams Jr., do the right thing. Those were his words, not mine. And so I've always tried to do the right thing. The young man in Korea, I would never have found myself in that situation. As much as I love Asian culture, I can take a selfie and take everything I want to go home with me on that phone. I can send it to the internet. I can send it to people so they can resend it back to me and stuff. But, I can upload it to MySpace. But, Facebook. There is a limit to stupidity. There just has to be a limit to stupidity. This young man clearly did not know that there was a limit to stupidity. I'm not defending his actions. I am seriously angry at the fact that this young man's church coerced him into ripping down a banner. That was his excuse, according to the news. And I'm thinking, okay, one, you are people of God. You do not have the right to go and disembody anybody's nothing. Because you're a person of God, you're supposed to be setting the bar to the higher standard of living for us normal people or us super religious people. And yeah, I'm probably speaking blasphemy or sacrilege or whatever the hell you want to call it. It's fine by me. You have your opinion and you're entitled to it. Don't like what I said? Hey, y'all know how this damn thing works. I'm going to close out in a few minutes, but I wanted to touch on the fact that I'm more mad that he didn't have enough damn common sense to say, fuck it, and just leave whatever the hell it was he was doing alone. Lacking judgment? Yeah. Lacking stupidity? Hell yeah. You're in a foreign country, fella. You know, in America, when we throw trash on the ground, no one really thinks about the consequences. If there ever consequences are ever what's the word I'm looking for? Enforced. If the consequences are ever enforced here in America, you know, no one ever really thinks about it. And most people are like, okay, well, I spit on the sidewalk. I'm in Singapore. I gotta pay for that. But in America, you spit on the sidewalk or the street, those are against the law here in Charlottesville, but no one really enforces it because if someone gets sick, you can't always make it to a toilet. You can't always make it to a trash can, and sometimes it's coming out. Hopefully, it's coming out of your mouth and not out of your ass in public. And if it is, then you should be luckily to wear a pair of dark pants. All right. Now, I'm not translating everything I want to say properly, and I'm sorry. There are some words that you just really can't really push out your mouth without like offending people anyway. But in this situation, I'm sorry to the families of this guy, but he knew better. I'm sorry. He's over 14 years old. He's over 10. He's not a damn child. He's a child, but he's not a baby. No, he's not a 1-year old where you have to teach them right from wrong. He's old enough to know better. So it's kind of mostly his fault. Because even though the church coerced him to do it, he should have had enough common sense and dignity to say, fuck that. I'm not doing that shit. And where the hell was his friends? That's a story all different together. Why in the hell did his friends sit there and let him do the damn shit? Why didn't somebody have the voice of reason and say, hey, son, that's not a good idea. You probably really don't want to touch that damn banner. You probably just want to leave it the hell alone. We don't own here. We're guests. You know how you tell your guests to make yourselves at home. Okay, rule number 1 on telling your guests to make themselves at home. Don't tell them to make themselves at home. If you know that their feet stink, you don't want their shoes off their feet until they go in to wash their ass. Just because you don't want the house to smell. It's wrong of me to say that. It might have just offended many of people who have been guests in someone's house. Here's the thing about the truth. A lot of our friends won't tell us the truth, or they won't word it effectively so that it doesn't hurt our feelings. If you know my feet stink, and you tell me to make myself at home, I'm going to do one of two things. First off, before I take my shoes off, I'm going to make sure that my feet don't stink. If I go to the bathroom and smell my feet to make sure that they don't stink, and then I'll come back and take my shoes off. It's a respect thing. And, if I'm spending the night, I sure as hell don't want to, funk up your house because my shoes smell like corn chips or something, If my shoes are smelling bad, I set them some bitches outside, It's like, well, you don't have to do that. Yes, I do. Because I don't want your house to smell like my feet. Like I said, there's a cutoff point to stupidity. And this fella, long since crossed it. The second he decided that he was going to pull that banner down, he got extremely stupid. Alright? That was just a dumb fucking dick move, and he probably shouldn't have done that. And I'm sure right now he's probably thinking about that long and hard. But I'm going to tell you like this. I don't support his actions. I feel real bad for the guy. But at the same time, you kind of can't really be mad at Korea because he had no business doing that shit. Again, I'm sorry, but honestly, he had no business fucking with their shit. He didn't. But as Americans, a lot of us go over there and think that we can do shit that we have no business doing. So on that aspect, I consider him to have seriously fucked up. I feel bad for him, but only because of the punishment they've doled out, which is a little bit extreme. 15 years of hard labor for ripping off a banner. Okay, if the banner had Kim Jong-il's face on it, cool. He might have got fucked up for that one. But no one knows what the hell the banner looked like except for the guy that pulled the damn thing off and the people that caught him. And first and foremost, I know I was supposed to end this, so I'm going to end this in a minute. I'm not going to make another video tonight. First and foremost, you're looking at me through a video camera, my webcam. Are you looking at that? That's fine. Everywhere you go in this world, you are being watched. Whether you like it or not, whether you believe or not, I can't change that. I can't make you believe what I'm telling you is true. But I will tell you this. If you think you aren't being watched, you probably are. So don't do anything stupid because you don't know where cameras are. This guy clearly didn't know that there was a camera somewhere, which is probably how they caught him. You know, there's a lot of things you can and can't do in this world. And the one thing you probably should never do is go into another country and think that you have the right to make yourself at home. I'm James Williams Jr. I'm closing this video out. Thank you guys for paying attention. Again, I apologize to this young man's family in case anything I said has struck you wrongly because I'm speaking the truth. You don't go into another country and act like you fucking have run the place. You don't go somewhere and just run roughshod anywhere. You know, you go to a place, you get respectful, you be respectful. You be respectful even if you're not getting respectful. I can see if they like start calling him like a guaylo or some shit and cussing them out in their native tongue. I don't know what it is for Korea. I know Chinese is guaylo for white man, but anyway, or different from themselves. And you know, if someone was to call me a guaylo or whatever it is, or maybe they'll call me a dust child, I'm not gonna be so offended that I'm gonna go do something stupid in their country. Okay, that's just not what I'm gonna do because I'm not about that. Now, you know, I would like to also apologize to the family of the Singapore cane fella because I brought it up again, so I need to apologize again. He set the bar for me of what not to do if I ever went to a foreign country. But in my lifetime, I never thought I would ever go to a foreign country, so that's that. But if I ever went to a foreign country, I knew for a fact the things that I would not do. You know, you don't do vandalism anywhere. I don't care where the hell you are. If you see other people do it, you get the fuck out the way. Don't go nowhere near that spot. Don't even check that shit out. Just keep on moving. Because it'll be your luck that you'll go over there just as everyone pulled out, and then it'll be like, you did it. Even though you don't have a spray can or anything in your hand, then you'll be arrested for dumb shit. So in closing, you know, I preach this to everyone. Be good to everyone and yourselves, and more importantly, don't do anything stupid. When you stop watching me and you go out in your day or whatever, because it's Friday now, so everybody's going to go out and do dumb shit or whatever, you know, one, you got to get tipsy. Go home immediately. Do not drink and drive. Do not text and drive. Just get your ass home. If you're going to a foreign country, there's nothing wrong with having a good time. But just remember, you're in a foreign country. You're not at home. You're not a special guest. You don't have the right to fuck up their shit. No. Do what you need to do. Attend to your businesses there. And then get your ass the hell home. And don't do anything stupid. I'm James Williams Jr. I hope my words of wisdom has helped some people. Again, I'm sorry to the Singapore cane people. I'm sorry to the young man that's trapped in Korea right now. And if I have offended you guys, hey man, he did it, not me. My name is James Williams Jr. This is Company Number 2. I'm out 5,000.